YouTube, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And as always, thanks so much for being here for a few minutes today. The support is really appreciated, more than you know. And you guys already know you're a part of the, oh yeah, best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. So we know the world of stacking silver and gold is full of twists and turns, and well, just like anything else in life, we've made our mistakes. But today, I'm going to talk about one of the bigger mistakes you can make, and how it could affect you down the road when you're ready to cash in on your metals.
For this you shall drink bitter waters.
Well, maybe it's not quite that dramatic, but it's definitely something we need to keep in mind as we continue to pour our expendable income into silver and gold. What is it? I'm about to tell you. So all that being said, hell yeah, you already know it.
Let's freaking roll it.
Alright, so what's this big mistake I'm referring to? Well, just like some of our earliest relationships in life, it's falling in love with our silver and gold. So some of you might be shaking your head right now saying, that's it? That's what I clicked on this video for? And I wouldn't blame you. But let's dig a little bit deeper as to why this can turn into a serious issue. And for me, there are two big reasons. Number one, falling in love with your stuff means you may not want to liquidate some of your metals when the time comes. And number two, you'll end up spending more money on fancy, shiny, collectible stuff that might or might not provide a return, even if you decide to unload it. Make sense? Well, the majority of us watching this video have most definitely bought something at one time or another that we knew was overpriced but wanted it so badly, it boiled down to price be damned, and we overpaid.
$1 million.
Come on, I know most of you have a piece or 20 in your stack that didn't fall into the stacker's creed of buying low and adding weight at the lowest cost possible. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, and this video is not faulting anybody for buying what they love. Me personally, I buy at least a couple of collectible silver or gold pieces each month, so I'm not without fault. I love getting stuff that interests me. On the contrary, I believe we should reward ourselves with something out of the realm every now and then so we can enjoy stacking even more. Now, let's face it, while we're preserving a savings account with metals, it can get completely mundane. I mean, how many generic rounds or bars can you buy without feeling some apathy?
I'm pretty tired.
Anyway, I'm getting ready to show you some examples from my stack of smart buys and some where I overpaid because there's that thing again, fell in love with them. All right, first let's go over some of my more solid buys and why I believe in them. And we're going to start off with the ever popular Silver Eagles. Everybody loves them. Yeah, these are pretty high, and they were out of control for the last couple of years. Before that nice little price break we got early 2024. But here's why they were a good buy. I'm into these for less than $25 per eagle, $25 per eagle, because I was buying them before the premiums jumped, and I stopped buying them when they did. I stocked up again this year, but now I've stopped since silver went up. These are solid, as long as you can get in on them at the right price. They're known all over the world. These have no problem in the liquidity department. Next up, Silver Maple is my favorite stacker, favorite one overall. My DCA on these is extremely low, and I've stacked a bunch of tubes of them, and they were the first silver bullion I legitimately started stacking when I got into all this. So these were and still are a solid value, and they have a great chance of selling over spot when you're ready to get rid of them. Next up, we've got generic silver rounds. Good example here. These Justice rounds from Scottsdale. These are Gibraltar rounds, but let's face it, they're going to sell the same as generics. Now, I don't know how many of these I have. I've got so many generic rounds. I bought in low on them, and I figure stuff like this will possibly break even or at least just back a spot when the time comes to get rid of them. So next up, you've got generic bars, like these 1 ounces back here. You could throw all sizes into this category since I have 1s, 5s, 10s, and a couple of kilo bars. Now, with the exception of the 1s, the larger bars are where you're going to find the best value, like this RMC 10 ounce. It's a good enough looking bar. It's just silver, guys. It's 10 ounces of silver. Nothing special about it. It is flat out weight. So that's what you want if you're going generic. Unless it's a collectible bar, you're going to pay a higher premium on the 10 ounce collectibles, and we'll go over that in a minute. All right, next up, pre-33 gold. Like this double eagle I've got sitting here. Not bad. I've got a few of these. Try to get them slabbed when I can. only because I like them certified. Yeah, pre-33. I actually traded silver for those when the GSR dropped a couple of years ago. Since then, those have done nothing but go up, and they'll always hold a premium for having that extra numismatic value. All right, next up, foreign gold, like this British sovereign here. Sorry about the glare, guys. Beautiful coin. That's a beautiful coin. Ounce for ounce, foreign gold. Foreign gold, like this one here. It's one of the best sneaky values. Seriously. One of the best sneaky values in gold that you might not be taking part of. Don't worry about the liquidity of gold like that. They resell very easily and at a good price. You want to keep an eye out for Mexican, French, and British gold coins, for an example. You really do get more bang for your buck, seriously, when you're buying gold. And lastly, finally, number 7, just regular, good old Constitution silver, 90%. Again, before the premiums went up on this stuff, before it went stupid, they were a sneaky good value, seriously. And you could almost pick the stuff up at spot. Now, to me, those are the best types of fractional silver you can stack. And I do believe their time will come at some point, one way or the other. But either way, it's adding silver weight to the stack at a reasonable cost. Maybe not so much anymore, but if you got in on it at the right time, you're pretty well set. All right, so those are some of the stronger and sane buys in my stack. Now let's go over some stuff that I fell in love with and likely overpaid. There's a chance I might not ever get back what I have into these. And we'll start off with shipwreck gold and silver. This is a beautiful half real from the El Cazador. Big story behind this one. Look, I have a video on it if you've not seen it. Absolutely loaded with history, but is that going to matter when it comes time to sell? Probably not. This stuff is part of an extremely niche market, and it tends to be really pricey. And you can add other stuff to this category, like this Garasapa bar. Everybody's familiar with this. This thing is going crazy in price. I've seen it go for well over $500. So you're getting into some pretty premium territory there. But thankfully, it's selling for way over what I have into it. So that's kind of an exception. Now, a gold example could be this pinch of gold from the SS Central America wreck. Not sure you can see it all that well, but there it is. That's a great example of probably overpaying for, the sensationalism and the premiums. So, again, those two pieces, for example, well, 3 of them with the Garasapa, those mean something to me because I love the history behind them. If that means anything down the road in value, probably not. All right, next up are the collector 10-ounce bars. Beautiful bars. Royal Mint knocked this one out of the park. This is the 3 Graces, limited to 6,000 or 6,100, I forget. And just an amazing bar. These bars tend to hold their value, especially their limited edition ones. So not too bad. But this is a good example of buying into the premiums, for sure. But there's no guarantee of what they're going to do down the road. Seriously. If you're going to get into the 10-ounce, I'd recommend staying away from the premium stuff and going strictly generic if you're stacking solely for weight. But if you like me, hey, you throw a reward in every now and then by picking something up you really like. All right, number 3, 10-ounce coins. Again, beautiful, impressive, due to the designs coming to life on a bigger silver canvas, and they have a great feel to them, just an awesome feel to them. But come on, I mean, I don't know about these. I know they're pricey. You're paying a huge premium on them because they're falling into the collectability realm, and you're taking a real chance on getting wrecked on them if you decide to sell them before their time. So hopefully these go up in value, but again, no guarantee. And lastly, U.S. Mint pieces, like this very cool Liberty and Britannia. These are so iffy. It's unbelievable. You never know which direction these are going to go, for sure. It's a beautiful medallion. It seriously is. And quite a few of the U.S. Mint issues do tend to go up in value. Seriously, we know that. But not all of them. When you're spending $90 on an ounce of silver, like this one here, you're taking a real chance. You're going well over what a true stacker would define as value. And there is no guarantee that stuff like this is going to go up in value or that you'd even break even in a sale. So you have to be selective with what you buy from the Mint. Beautiful coin, though, or medallion. Beautiful. All right, so there are a few examples, guys. Now, one thing you have to remember about these types of silver and gold, and it's a huge factor, if the economy tanks, all that collectible stuff will not hold valuable or collectible premiums. An ounce is going to be an ounce regardless. No one's going to care how limited it is or how much you paid for it or how much premium you paid for it. So you can throw all that out the window. Now that said, I don't believe the majority of anyone watching this video will experience a total failure of the economy in our lifetime, so we can hopefully sell our stuff for what it was intended for when the time comes, and that myriad of different reasons, for retirement or something tangible. The last thing we want is for us to be forced to survive on the metals we've worked so hard to stack. But that's not a bad thing either. That could save your tail. I mean, protection is a great reason to stack, but wouldn't it be nicer if we could just hand it down or throw it into some retirement property when the time comes? That's my plan. All right, folks, there you have it. Now, you got to be careful about loving your silver and gold because it can really lead you down a road that could affect you at the end. So one thing to keep in mind from my perspective is this. A lot of those collectible silver and gold pieces I have, they were never intended to sell. I bought them because I liked them, and they were something I wanted to have personally. The day I decide to liquidate my metals, I can already tell you that stuff won't be included in the sale. I'm keeping them. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below if there are any silver and gold pieces you've fallen in love with, and if you'd never part with them. Also, what would you add to the list for value buys and overpays? What would you add to my list? Let me know what your thoughts are. You guys know I love going through them, so make sure you sound off. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, yeah, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to stack.
Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks. Have a great week ahead.
Oh, yes. And what was that beginning, middle, and end part again?